Welcome to another update here in the Creepy Crawler's Garage, and we were finally able to start painting the new studio's floors. We're going to talk about why we haven't posted in a while, and I've got a little Christmas surprise for you at the end, so don't go anywhere. Been trying to paint the floors in the new studio for quite a while, but the weather has just not cooperated. It's either been way too cold down in the 40s, or when the weather would get up out of the 40s, when the temperature would get out of the 40s, it would start just downpouring rain, and we can't paint in the rain, too much moisture on the ground. So what I did while I was waiting for hopefully the weather to get a little better, I pulled down some of the various boards that whoever was in here before had nailed to the wall. I'm not sure why they were even there, but I just went ahead and ripped them down. There was a piece of pegboard that I think we can probably use in the workshop inside in the future. Just cut it down, use that pegboard and the pegs that were with it. But we finally did get a break in the weather. In fact, the temperature went up into the 60s and even the 70s with no rain in sight. And of course, I didn't have my camera on me, but I didn't want to miss the opportunity. I wasn't sure what the weather was going to do the next few days. So I went ahead and painted the first coat, and now I thought I'd just bring you guys in afterwards. The coat, it coated very thin. Now, I read the can and it actually said this is what it should be. It should be very thin coat. So I went with that. It didn't cover very well, but it's almost like a prime coat is what it's saying on the can. So hopefully that this works out. But the weather did continue to hold up. So I went ahead and got the camera so I could bring you guys in on the application of the second coat. And now I'm quickly realizing y'all only ever see me from the waist up. Y'all have never seen the magnificent legs of Tandem. They much resemble that of a chicken. But anyway, so I started applying the second coat. And oh, by the way, check out that footwork with the can there. That's not bad. But when I applied the second coat, I actually got much better coverage. So not only as far as masking the colors or the stains on the concrete below, but I actually got more coverage from a square footage basis. So like a can of the epoxy went much further. The second can of the epoxy went much further. So I'm actually going to get, I think, a lot better coverage. And in the end, I would say the coverage ended up good. I wouldn't say it was great, definitely not great, but it's good. You can still see some of the dark tones coming through and some of the lighter tones too, because there was some white and yellow paint that was on the floor. You can see those kind of showing through the epoxy also, but not bad. And I think what I'm going to do in the end is go with 2 coats over the whole garage, and then I might come back with just some regular gray paint on top. That gray paint won't wear as well, but at least when it wears back, it'll wear back to the gray epoxy, so you won't see it as much, and then I can just freshen that up over time. It's much cheaper than this epoxy. This epoxy is $50 a can, so it's not exactly cheap. I think that'll be the better way to get a better solid tone on the garage floor and to maintain that over time, or to keep that maintenance up or keep it looking good over time. I don't know. Let me know what you think down below. But I also have been working on the video for the CA glue comparison. So I wanted to just give you a kind of update. I meant to have this out before. We're going to talk about, a little bit later, we'll talk about why this video and some other videos have not come out yet. But I did want to just give you the update that I am still working on the CA glue comparison video. A lot of results, in my opinion, getting a lot of results from it that were expected, and then some results that weren't expected. So I think you might, if this is something you're interested in, it might be worth a watch. And I'm hoping to finish this up tomorrow and then actually schedule it to release maybe for a Christmas release. Maybe we'll go ahead and release this on Christmas, or it might be the day after. It might be Saturday. I'm not sure, but I'm going to try to get it out as soon as I can. And we'll talk about why I wasn't able to get this video out when I wanted to and get other updates out after the break. Let's take a real quick break, a quick commercial break. When we'll come back, we'll talk about that. And I've got a Christmas surprise for you guys at the end, so don't go anywhere. So I just wanted to quickly talk about why videos have not been posting on the channel in the last week and a half or so, why videos are being delayed. And I'm going to try to talk about this in as YouTube friendly as possible. With this subject here on YouTube, we got to be kind of careful. So the way I'll put it, the way I'll say it is, about a week ago, we had a positive test in the house. And that positive test wasn't, my wife's not pregnant again. It's a positive test concerning what's going on in the world. Now, nobody get excited. We're fine. At the end of the day, because of this positive test, the two of us, I would say, have had what I would consider head colds. In fact, you can probably hear it. I think in my head, I sound very nasal still very much dealing with it. But we've had pretty good head colds is about the extent. So I don't want any, and our 2-year-old's fine. No symptoms at all. But we have been trying to do our due diligence and do what we should do as a member of society, and we've been self-isolating and trying to stay away from people, and it's that has made things a little difficult to get things done, especially with the channel. I haven't been able to kind of do the things I need to do, especially going to the other studio to film and to try to get things done. And then at one point, my camera was at the other house, so I had to run over there. Anyways, it's been an ordeal to try to stay self-isolated and I've been sick. I mean, at the end of the day, I have been sick I've personally been sick for about 3 days now. My wife was sick for about 5 days, previous to me, so she kind of got over it. Now it's my turn again. No big deals. No need for any concern. Just basically kind of in our head, like a head cold is the best way I can put it, or a sinus infection feeling. But it lasts 4 or 5 days. So it's kind of put us, that and the self-isolation has really put my schedule behind. So I just wanted to explain what was going on and to let you know that everything's okay. There's no worries. In fact, she's, I think, scheduled to go back to work the end of starting next week. She's actually had to take off work, of course, so that we could self-isolate and all that. She'll be going back to work at the beginning of the week. I think I'm getting past. I feel like I'm getting past. In fact, I feel right now as I speak, this is the best I've felt for the last 2 or 3 days. And again, it really wasn't that bad. It was like, again, just like a head cold, kind of my head in a weird space kind of feeling. But anyways, we're fine. I would say after Christmas, so starting next week, videos should pick up right where they left off as far as multiple videos per week. At least I'm hoping so, as long as nothing turns south. I think that should be the schedule starting after Christmas, and then going into the new year. I'm planning on going into the new year or starting January 1 to really ramp things up. I should hopefully early in January have the studio build done is the plan, is the hope, probably by mid-January, and really get ramping up. And then we can get back on our schedule that I think we were really in November before we started the move. As far as getting CCG 2084 out, we can start that schedule, get back on that schedule middle of January. So I'm thinking probably February. I know I'm sure that's a big disappointment, but it's just, unfortunately, kind of had some perfect storms going on here between a move, between a positive test in the house, and just everything kind of hitting at once, that it's really just pushed the schedule out that far. And then Christmas, just in general, it's hard to get anything done during Christmas time, especially when you're sick. But anyways, we should pick that back up, I think, beginning of January. And then I did want to say, before we go, I wanted to say happy holidays to everybody out there. Let me scoot to the Scott side. I got a nice Christmas card from everybody, for everybody. This is actually me and the family at the Outlook Hotel in Colorado. If you're a Shining fan, you probably get the reference. If you don't, probably don't make much sense, but here's a nice Christmas card for all you guys, and y'all have a good Christmas, have a good holidays, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.